city of Rome stands at the heart of the greatest empire on earth. Larger and more diverse than any other, Rome has many different faces, reflecting the diversity of the empire's inhabitants. Rome has a population of over 1 million inhabitants. Rome is built on 7 hills, which are sometimes simply referred to as the 7 hills of Rome. These hills are the Palatine Hill, the Capitoline Hill, the Quirinal Hill, the Viminal Hill, the Esquiline Hill, the Caelian Hill, and the Aventine Hill. The Palatine Hill is central and is the most important, as it is where the city of Rome was founded by Romulus, according to legend. Start your journey to the eternal city of Rome by traveling the Appian Way, or Via Appia, the longest road in the Roman Empire. Travel there either by lectica or animal cart. As you continue along the Appian Way, you will pass through stretches of walls surrounding the city. The Servian Wall is a defensive barrier constructed around the city in the early 4th century BC. If you were to visit Rome again 175 years from now, you would be able to see the Aurelian Walls. The Aurelian Walls were built between 271 and 275 AD during the reign of the Roman emperors Aurelian and Probus. The walls enclose all 7 hills of Rome and plus the Campus Martius and, on the right bank of the river, the Trastevere district. Entering Rome via Appian Way, you'll immediately notice the great public building projects of the Romans. The most noteworthy are the network of bridges and roads that facilitate travel throughout the empire. While other travel agencies will arrange accommodations in large and less expensive apartment complexes called insulae, we make arrangements for you to stay in a private residence called a domus. Most insulae are made of timber and mud brick, making them prone to fire and collapse. The upper floors are often without heating or running water and only sometimes have lavatories. Upon arriving in Rome, you will meet your hosts and settle into your domus. You will enter the domus through the main part of the house, the atrium, which is a large room where guests are received. You will notice a large basin in the center of the room that collects rainwater through a hole in the roof. Off the atrium are different rooms, including multiple triclinia or dining rooms. Triclinia are decorated with rich color and mosaics and usually contain 3 large couches, each seating 3 people and surrounding 3 sides of a beautifully carved table. The couches are covered with soft cushions and placed conveniently for all the diners to recline on as they eat. During your first days in Rome, you will tour and enjoy the Forum and its many attractions. The Forum, which is an open area or plaza bordered by colonnades and shops, and functions as the chief meeting place in the town. It is also the site of the city's primary religious and civic buildings, among them the Senate House, Records Office, and Basilicae. A basilica is a king's tribunal chamber and the site of business transactions and legal proceedings. Here, statues and monuments commemorate the city's great men. For example, the Malarium Aureum erected by Emperor Caesar Augustus near the Temple of Saturn in the Central Forum. All roads are considered to begin from this monument, and all distances in the Roman Empire are measured relative to that point. The Arch of Titus was built in AD 81 and commemorates the victory in the Jewish War and was commissioned by Emperor Domitian after the death of his brother Titus, who ruled from 79 to 81 AD. You will also see the Curia where the Senate meets, and the Rostra, a raised podium on which the Senate makes public speeches. You will also share the excitement of Rome's great addictions, beast fight, and gladiator fights by visiting the Colosseum. The Colosseum, once known as the Flavian Amphitheater, is the largest amphitheater in the world, with 80 entrances and seating for 50,000. Gladiator and animal shows are usually free to the public. The emperors believe it is a good way to keep the people of ancient Rome happy and content with the way the city is being governed. The government will provide bread-free and entertainment, a combination they will believe will keep happy many unemployed people in Rome. After leaving the Colosseum, journey through the valley between Palatine and Caelian hills to eventually arrive at the Circus Maximus to attend a chariot race. Drop down into the center of the race runs a low wall or spina, which contains decorative sculptures that will be tilted to let spectators know how many laps have been completed. The spina functions to drive the track between turning posts. Each end of the spina terminated in a long turning post called a mesa, around which chariots made their turns. After leisure, travel to a large section of plain near the Tiber River for a day of recreation. What was once the field in which young men learned the art of war in the Republic is now Rome's field and track playground. And young men all over Rome gather at the Campus Martius to play and exercise. Before waking your way back to your domus, make sure to visit the Pantheon. The Pantheon is a magnificent temple to all of the gods and one of the many temples erected throughout the city and in the countryside as well. With all that you have done and seen in Rome, why not relax and soak up some of the unique atmosphere at Rome's many public baths? The bathhouse is not only a place for washing, but it is a good place to meet friends or do business. At the bathhouse, you can also enjoy exercise in a gym exercise area called a palestra, walk through gardens, or reading in the library. The baths supply towels and slaves to wait on you. Enjoy steam rooms known as caldarium, frigidarium, or cold rooms, exercise rooms, and hair cutting salons. The Cirmi also have in-floor heating as well as a private room for dressing. Rome has more than 800 public baths served with fresh water from 19 aqueducts. A marvel in and of themselves, the aqueducts also provide people with fresh drinking water delivered to many street fountains. These are just a few of the many marvels to be seen. Thank you for choosing to travel into Italy. Remember, you'll never roam alone.